When technology is being implemented into the industry, if you don't adapt to it and start using it, you're going to fall behind. And being such a big business, we need to be up to date with the technology that's in the industry for us to be able to do the business that we want to do. Initially, there was a little bit of hesitancy just because when you're adopting any new process or technology, it's that uncertainty, especially if you don't know how to use the platform properly to begin with. And then there's that stress of, okay, well, we don't know how to use the platform. So what happens if something goes wrong on auction day, for example? Then I think as soon as we got trained on how to use it and we knew how to use it properly, that stress or that anxiety around it completely disappeared and we realized how much it actually benefited us. For example, on a Saturday, I used to have to drive around till sometimes 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, going to visit purchasers or owners to get deals done. Now I can be out at dinner doing a deal on my laptop or on my iPad. So once we've adopted it and we realized how much easier it made our lives, it was a game changer. I would 100% recommend Realtair. It allows you to have more time to do other things. And that's one thing that it's just helped me in my business with so much. Like I put a deal together at 9 o'clock and I was laying in bed while I was doing it. Whereas I would never have been able to do that if we didn't have access to a platform like this. Like if I had to go and actually visit those owners, it'd make it one, very difficult for work-life balance because I'd just constantly be on the road working. But two, it just creates so much more workload that we don't really need to have. Just makes everything happen within minutes. It just makes everything so much easier from the actual putting the sale together point of view, but then also the aftermath, because I understand it probably more than most because I used to do that role where I had to actually process the contracts once an agent had sold a property. And I remember having to make sure the contracts were identical, put them in the envelopes, take them to Australia Post, do all the letters for the solicitors. And that could take you all day to do a few exchanges. Whereas now, a couple of minutes and it's already in their inbox. If you're not adapting technology into your processes now, especially with the way the world is going, you will eventually fall behind. You might not have felt it just yet, but I think with the way that we're going with AI and technology, you need to adapt it into your business. Before Realtair, it was good old pen and paper. Pen and paper, we were using bank checks and bank transfers. I only started using that probably about 7-8 months ago, mainly because I didn't know how to use the Sell product as well as what I do now. But yeah, I use Realtair now for everything. So I use Pitch and Sign. Sell, I'm still navigating. I use it now for online registrations, which I've found to be really, really handy, especially leading into auction day. So the week of the auction, we send everybody that pre-registration link, and it helps us immediately figure out who's actually interested. Because if you've sent out that link to somebody and within an hour they've registered, you know who's going to be that really keen purchaser on auction day. So I've found that to be really, really beneficial. I had a listing last year and the owner lived overseas in Malta. And without Realtair, to do that exchange would have been very, very difficult. So by having a platform where I could literally send her everything electronically, it was with her within seconds, it was back to me within a couple of seconds, it just made that process so easy. So there was no anxiety around her being overseas while we were selling her property. We find a lot of owners are quite surprised with how quick it is. A lot of them are quite shocked, especially if they haven't sold in a few years and they remember it to all be physical. It's something that works really well. Sometimes we do have, they're a little bit older, they might struggle with it, but that's just because of technology. But honestly, we haven't really had that problem with many people. It's going to allow you to work at a much faster pace, but also do more without actually doing more work.